Are you there because you truly want to be there? Or is there something that you haven't tapped into yet? I'm not getting fast enough results. Is there a skill you need to learn? Have they had cutbacks at work now? And now you have an opportunity for you to start really tapping into what you truly want. I feel discouraged. I'm oh my God, I am tired of stopping and starting things.
And that's exactly why I wanted to include this for you guys.
Let's talk about the things that are gonna help you get through this challenge. In case nobody has told you and you have not yet experienced this, mamita, you will find yourself at the end of your bed saying, why am I doing this? When you still have one of these to chug, your stomach is full because you're trying to intake the water, but you know that if you don't finish your water, you pretty much failed. So my piece of advice to you, the minute that you wake up, start chugging. Start chugging. You need a minimum of 128 ounces of water, which ends up being a gallon of water. Make sure that you don't lose track of what you're drinking because you will find yourself calculating 16.9. 50.7, 8 ounces. Did I drink that water bottle? Did I not? When I take my hydro flask, I'm okay, I need to drink, because they're 40 ounces. I need to drink X amount of those hydro flasks. It's not even a hydro flask, Raquel. It's a Stanley cup, okay? They're 40 ounces and I need to drink X amount of Stanleys or hydro flasks, whatever you want. My little cabecita one day thought the hydro flask was 40 ounces. When I go like this, and I looked, girl, it was 32 ounces. So what was I doing at 11 o'clock at night? Finishing all that water. And then guess what happens in case you don't know? You end up in the restroom in the middle of the night because your bladder's like this, and you definitely don't want to have an accident. Okay. Number 2, getting your reading in. I love to read romance stuff. In case you guys came to this channel from my Kindle, I love to read Love in Other Words, Just for the Summer. You're not doing that on this challenge, okay? I mean, you can if you find the time, but being on 75 Hard, it's literally like having a part-time job. You have more tasks than probably your boss has for you, okay? You will realize, you will question yourself. Why am I doing this? And that leads me to the next thing. I'll get right back to this before I forget this thought. You have to get clear why you're even gonna do this. Because let me tell you something. Put the big before words right here, girl. Before, okay? Because we're changing our mindset. You will realize that you'll be I'll just start over tomorrow. I'll just start over tomorrow. Since last week on that Sunday that I had a meltdown in my kitchen, and yeah, I did put that on the internet because you know what? One thing about this channel is I'm gonna be authentic. Ask yourself, why are you doing this? I know sometimes in coaching a lot of people before, people have said oh, I'm doing it for my kids. I know you probably love your kids or your cats or your dogs and all that, but there's gonna be moments where maybe you will just be I just can't do this. I have thought about multiple times of just stopping this challenge, and then I had to ask myself, wait, why do you even have that thought? Is it because you feel you're not capable of finishing the challenge, or is it just because, Raquel, you're mentally getting weak on me? I have to talk to myself like that because nobody else will. The only person that can be so honest with you is yourself. There's gonna be days that you do struggle.
And that's exactly why I wanted to include this for you guys. You can actually just screenshot this and then get your journal or a notepad and just write out these questions in your journal and spend some time with yourself. You can even make it a whole vibe, light a candle, play some relaxation music, and then just write out what is it that you really want. Once you start allowing your creative juices to flow, believe me, you will be grateful that you did this exercise. Okay, back to the video.
I'm not getting fast enough results. Is this really even working? And yesterday I had one of those moments. But guess what? Your why is going to be one of the biggest reasons why you even stick through it. I have given up on myself so many times in my life, not even subconsciously knowing it, but because I'm just I'll just start tomorrow. And that's why for the last 5 years, I've been holding on to all this emotional weight, which we are losing weight and we are losing inches. And more than anything, we are changing our mindset, which is priceless because you can't buy that. Be very mindful of what you see on the internet. While you are working your butt off, the person next to you may be just melting away. I kept on telling myself yesterday, stay in your own lane, Raquel. That is not you, Raquel. Let it go so you can grow. Because I started to feel discouraged. I'm oh my God, and then I get home and I tell my honey, I'm you know what? I don't think I'm really losing as much as I probably should be. Maybe something, you will doubt yourself. Stop it. Lean in. Girl, stop. okay? Because at the end of the day, you don't know the long-term effects of a lot of these people. But for you that you're literally putting in the work, like going to the gym, working out, eating healthier, drinking your water, fighting the mental war zone up here, I just want to say I'm proud of you. The next thing in reading, you have to read 10 pages a day on 75 Hard. It has to be a non-fictional book. This is one thing that I started to do. I want to make sure that all of these days that I am investing in myself of making this mental transformation. I am a strong believer in God, and I was just led to start writing words to uplift me. And it started with one card, and I would write it down. And I created these cards that every day I am reading these cards to uplift me. So I'm gonna give you just an example. Believe in yourself, for you can have what you want. Go to page 203. I just wrote this because obviously there's something on page 203 I need to read again. Good employees are like gold, highly valued and treasured. This is for me to remind myself that I bring a lot of value to the workspace, that I should be valued highly and I am treasured. Like, I'm not just a number. You can begin to do what you want without the credentials as you think you need. I'm in a field where I work with a lot of people who are like USC graduates, people who have had master's degree and all that. And you know what my master's degree is? The streets, okay? No, not like literally the streets, but life. Just life in general. There's no better master's degree that you can have than literally have lived some form of craziness growing up. It's like you just have these, I can't snap my fingers. Next one. If you are interested in going into business for yourself, think about all the reasons why you will succeed. And then when I said succeed, something told me seed. Like the plant that you seed is the fruit that you will receive, right? So in the corner, I just wrote seed. I don't know if you can see it right here, but how I start everything is gonna be based on the fruit that I receive. So if my intention in doing something is not for the greater good, what kind of fruit am I gonna receive from that? Those who get me, get me. New ideas will be coming in rapidly. Page 99, I am magnetic to my higher good and it is magnetic to me. And then I wrote this and I want to share this with you guys as well. If you are doing 75 Hard and you're working on yourself and you're thinking about like, what do I truly want in life? Like, are you truly happy? Like, things are going to start coming up for you because you will have to spend time with yourself and your thoughts. So start thinking about it. Like, what type of work do you really want to do? Are you there because you truly want to be there? Or is there something that you haven't like tapped into yet? Is there a skill you need to learn? Have they had cutbacks at work now? And now you have an opportunity for you to start really tapping into what you truly want. Not all bad things are really bad things, okay? What kind of environment do you want to work in? I believe where there is no vision, the people will perish. And a lot of the times I have been surrounded with people that, not a lot of times, currently where I clock into, there's not a lot of vision. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. And for somebody that has so much life and so much energy and so much vision and wanting to like elevate to new levels, how can I be the game changer to help elevate everybody out? And then what people do you want to work with? It's so important. You can manifest all that. So pretty much all I'm saying is that this time around, I am really, well, I started this since last challenge, but not every day, just when I feel like I'm called to write another thing down, I write it down. I want this to be so valuable for me to where this will be my friendly reminder and allow the creative juices to continue to flow for me to continue to elevate to the next levels that I want to elevate to. So we talked about water, we talked about reading, we talked about our why. Now we're gonna talk about fitness. The fitness part is another thing that I have also struggled with, even though I love everything to do with fitness. The indoor workout is not hard for me. It's the outdoor workout that is hard for me. There's been times I'm like, I'll just walk on my lunch break, or I'll walk when we're not busy at work. I'll just walk on our lot. But guess what? There's been times that I have said I'm gonna walk on our lot and then we get busy. Then I can't do that. Then I find myself getting off of work late at night, having to walk outside or do an exercise in my backyard and I'm just literally miserable, but I have to get it done. So now what I really want to do is I want to start off my mornings with the walk. This is where I'm going to listen to audio personal development that does not count for the challenge, but it does count for my brain. I will schedule in my other workout, which I can do at any time because I do have a treadmill in the garage. I was even considering putting my Peloton outside. That way when I do get off of work late at night, I just can take a ride in the back. I also considered getting like a walking pad outside, but now that I really think about it, another reason why it's hard for me to get my YouTube videos up is because I need to edit and I need to focus on editing. So then I thought, well, if I edit and walk, then I'm doing two things at the same time. So we'll see about that. Find out when you are actually going to get your workouts in, schedule a time, set alarms on your phone. Ask yourself, walking is so underrated, but yet it is so powerful for every area of your life. You will come back feeling so much more relaxed. You feel like this peace. There's something about being outside. Okay, so let's talk about the last thing is about what kind of diet are you gonna do. For me, I am just strictly doing a calorie deficit. I'm currently using the app MyFitnessPal, which I go in there and I will log my water, and I will also go in there and sometimes log my protein. This is something that I'm going to be changing this week, where I am going to focus more on my protein intake. I was actually doing this in the beginning of the challenge, and little by little I just wasn't making it kind of like a priority. I also realized that one of my biggest things is to lose body fat and to continue to remain having like my muscle mass. I'm not trying to lose like the muscle that I've already put on, although it is possible to happen because my body fat is high, and obviously my body's going to do its own adjustment because you can't pinpoint where you want to lose weight. But this week and moving forward, I am going to be prioritizing my protein intake because it's just important. I do struggle sometimes with eating meat. I'll go through like these waves, like I'm like, yeah, I'm not eating that, or ooh, gross. No, the minute I see a documentary, it's all over. Like I don't even want to eat anything anymore. I'm like, is that how, where was that? I've been using something that's called the beverage drink mix. It's 15 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar. It's perfect. Time I do 2 scoops of that, 15 grams of protein. The second thing I've been doing is I've also been implementing again my endurance protein shake. It's like 24 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar. It's super low in calories, high in protein. I'm really paying attention to what's working with my body. I'm also paying attention what I eat and then how my body reacts to it, because what may work for me may not work for you, and vice versa. What works for you may not work for me. The other thing that I am going to be doing, which I didn't do the last time around, is cutting back on peanut butter. I was eating a lot of peanut butter in the last challenge because I was adding it to my protein shakes. I was eating it with apples. Peanut butter has obviously fat, and it's also like a lot of calories when you start calculating everything. Let's talk about the last one. If you end up going through any challenging things during this 75 hard, I really want to touch on this because I also have not seen videos of people who have really talked about like going just through life in general when you're trying to make a change. I have had so many mental challenges this year. One thing that I think that, oh my God, stay in the present moment, always do your best. Keep your attention on today and stay in the present moment. This is the beginning of a new understanding, a new dream. Okay, one thing I want to talk about that I haven't heard a lot of people talk about is starting to do something for yourself and then things start happening. Be very mindful, be very prepared that in these next 75 days, things may come up, things may happen. This is where the universe, your higher power, whoever you believe in, the good guy, the bad guy, whichever way you look at it, is going to be testing you. And Lord knows I have been being tested, okay? And every time that I'm tested or something doesn't go as planned, I just say, okay, I see you. That's all I say, I see you. But you're not gonna win this one over me. I am tired of stopping and starting things. I will start something happens, and I'm like, okay, my goal and dream is not as important as that situation. Another thing, I have felt like because I'm really working on doing something for myself and then something happens, I feel like guilty because I'm still trying to pursue my goal or my dream, but I feel like I have to stop to help somebody else. Just be mindful because it will happen. I hope that when it happens, God forbid, I don't want it to happen to you, but life is life. There's certain things in life that you are not gonna have any control over at all. This may be with your job, your kids, your relationships, family members, and whatnot. But be just mindful that the universe is gonna test you sometimes just to see how bad do you really want it. Hey, listen, these last couple of days that I have been feeling so doubtful, I have felt like, I don't know, maybe I'm just not good at this. Even with my YouTube channel, I record so many things and then I go sit down to edit it and I'm like, it's like this voice like, that's so dumb, like that's not even good. And then you stop and you start comparing yourself to other people's journeys or what they're doing, and then it makes you maybe doubt yourself more. But I just want to let you know, remember that there's a lot of people going through things behind closed doors that you don't know, and maybe you are that person like I am, going through something so hard behind closed doors. I just want to let you know, don't give up, push through it, journal, write out your feelings, go on a drive, listen to music, go to the park, walk barefooted through the park. Let the good energy just start flowing through you. There's nothing more beautiful than somebody that literally starts living for themselves for the greater good. So with that said, you guys, thank you guys so very much for watching this video. If you guys made it to the end, thank you guys for being the real ones. And leave me a comment, like what's one thing that you want to achieve or one thing that you've been struggling with, and see if our community could actually help each other with, just giving some positive feedback to you guys. I hope that by me recording this video, it just inspired you one more day. I hope that this video made you feel like you were definitely not alone, because you're not. Alright, you guys, I think my Apple Watch is charged now, and we're gonna go get this workout in before we have to head on over to work. And with that said, you guys, I hope you have an amazing, beautiful Sunday, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, you guys. What was that? Bye.